everyone! Let's talk about the exciting new phase coming to Wrath Classic, Call of the Crusade, which was originally released as patch 3.2 on August 4th, 2009, as if we didn't feel old enough already. In preparation for the final offense against the Lich King, the Argent Crusade, a union of holy warriors from the Order of the Silver Hand and the Argent Dawn, assembled a base near Icecrown Citadel to gather resources and identify the champions who would serve at the vanguard of their army. High Lord Tyrion Fordring organized a tournament to test potential heroes of the Horde and the Alliance, but agents of the Scourge quickly emerged to sabotage the event. The undead attack culminated with the appearance of the monstrous Crypt Lord Anubarak, who attempted to exterminate Tyrion's elite force before it could be assembled. We're going to be introduced to a number of exciting new features, including a new dungeon, Crusader's Coliseum, a new battleground, Isle of Conquest, the re-release of Onyxia's Lair, Tier 9 set pieces, and so much more. So let's dive right in. One of the most exciting features of this phase is the newly constructed Crusader's Coliseum. It's located in Icecrown at the Argent Tournament grounds. Within the Coliseum is a brand new raid, Trial of the Crusader, and a new 5-player dungeon, Trial of the Champion. Formidable Horde and Alliance champions, a menagerie of monsters, and Scourge lieutenants are some of the encounters you will face in this gladiatorial arena. And the best part of it all? There's no trash mobs. That's right, you step right in, start each encounter, and then move on to the next. In between a few lovely RP sequences, of course. Horde, Alliance, and the Argent Crusade all have representation inside the Coliseum. On the Alliance side, you'll find King Varian in attendance with Lady Jaina Proudmoore. On the Horde side is Warchief Thrall and Overlord Hellscream. Let's first go over the 5-player dungeon, Trial of the Champion. So how did you enjoy doing all those jousting dailies while the Coliseum was under construction? Well, guess what? There's more jousting. That's right. Grab your best lance and saddle up. The first encounter inside Trial of the Champion is another jousting face-off. Depending on what faction you are, you'll face against champions of your opposing faction. For the second encounter, you'll face one of 2, selected randomly, either Edric the Pure, or, move over Whitemane, Argent Confessor Paletress. Each boss has their own mechanics and specific loot, but there will be shared loot inside your cash reward too. And finally, you'll face off against the Black Knight. So if you haven't done any jousting dailies yet, you might want to start just so that you could get some practice in. Next, let's move on to the Trial of the Crusader raid. It's a new 10 and 25 player raid with exciting new boss encounters, mechanics, and loot, featuring the Beasts of Northrend, Lord Jaraxxus, faction champions, Twin Valkyr, and Anubarak. In the original Wrath of the Lich King, this raid had 4 different versions: 10-player, 25-player, 10-player heroic, and 25-player heroic. The normal 10 and 25-player fights are found in the Trial of the Crusader, while the heroic fights are called Trial of the Grand Crusader. Both the 10 and 25-player instances of the Crusader's Coliseum drop a new Emblem of Triumph, and the Heroic Dungeon Daily Quest will now reward 2 Emblems of Triumph, with your currency and achievement tabs updating accordingly. Players will also acquire more champion seals. If you already started your Argent Tournament dailies, you should have some. Champion seals are used for tabards, pets, mounts, gear, heirlooms, and more. As I mentioned, you get them from doing Argent Tournament dailies, but they also drop from Trial of the Champion Heroic mode too. Other forms of currency are Emblems of Triumph, Trophy of the Crusade, and Crusader's Orb, which all will be used to purchase and exchange for gear such as new tier sets. Tier 9 pieces will be available with the release of the new raid. Outside the Crusader's Coliseum is where you'll find the vendors that sell all the Tier 9 gear. I'm not going to go through all of them, but once you get there, you can just kind of look around, talk to the NPCs, and you'll see who sells what piece of tier for which emblems. But basically, eye level 232 are the Conquest, eye level 245 are Triumph, and eye level 258 are Heroic. Next, let's move on to the new battleground, Isle of Conquest. If you're a fan of the 40 vs 40 atmosphere of Alterac Valley, then you might like Isle of Conquest. Similarly sized, it houses up to 80 players, 40 from each faction. The primary objective is to win by either defeating the opposing faction's general or through loss of resources, just like in Alterac Valley. But players will find secondary objectives too. There are 5 capturable locations, each providing their own benefit to the faction that controls it. That's kind of a TLDR of each secondary objective, but of course each one has its own details and intricacies. And finally, let's talk about Onyxia's Lair. Originally introduced in the vanilla version of World of Warcraft as a 40-player raid, it quickly became a fan favorite due to its challenging mechanics, epic loot, and noteworthy memes. But on patch 3.2.0, originally released on August 4th, 2009, as we mentioned earlier, Onyxia's Lair was re-released as a 10 and 25-player raid instance. The re-release of Onyxia's Lair was part of the lead-up to the release of World of Warcraft Cataclysm, which introduced a number of changes to the game world. To tie in with the expansion, they re-released the Onyxia encounter featuring a revamped storyline and updated loot. The 10-player version of Onyxia's Lair was designed to be accessible to a wider range of players, while the 25-player version provided a greater challenge and more powerful loot. So that's everything that I'm going to cover in this video. As I mentioned, I'm not going to cover the involvement of Chromie, or the new items, the Holy Hand Grenade that's going to be added to the game, or any of the Titan Rune dungeons, aka Heroic Plus. I mostly wanted to just cover everything that was included in the Call of the Crusade patch. As always, thank you so much for following, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and if you have any ideas for future content on this channel. I hope you enjoyed this format of video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Have a great day.